Hello and welcome once again to Ignite Your Impact. My name is Jen Rhodes. I am seated a little bit shorter than Mr. Matt Rhodes today.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. We changed chairs, so
I have the big executive chair only because I can reach the ground in this chair. It's adjustable.
You look
so
good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You do too.
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, we are fresh into the summer months, which is great. But
so happy.
I'm a very fair skinned person, so I've already got my first summer burn, and you can probably see that the skin is peeling already. So I always forget to put sunblock on for the first time.
That's okay. I'm tanning my hide and just, oh my God, I just love summer.
Yeah, I love it too. I just got to take
every
precautions.
bit of summer.
So.
It makes me so happy. Speaking of summer, and this is completely off topic, but I tried a beverage last night. We had a staff function. I tried a beverage that literally tastes like a bomb pop. I was like, oh, this could be dangerous. We should probably not talk about this ever again. So
you're bringing it up on a podcast.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, now it's immortalized so that I can't.
Well,
no. Now it's top of brain.
Well, let's jump in.
Yes.
So,
speaking of bombs,
you've heard us talk before that this is not specifically, I would say, a fitness podcast, and because we feel like we have a lot more to say outside of the fitness realm, based on a lot of experiences we've had, and realistically, once you get your fitness right, everything else just opens up, and you want to do better in your marriage. You want to do better in your mindset and your finances and your business and all these different things. And the fitness is really the key level. That's why it's not just a fitness podcast. Well, today isn't really about fitness. You can draw extreme parallels between the two, but the message we have today is it's a push versus pull. And you can draw between fitness, you can draw between business, you can draw between relationships, finances, mindset, because they're all the same. They're the same game. They really have the same rules, and they're played by the same playbook. Doesn't mean you can do good in all of them, but the rules are the same. And it comes down to this push versus pull thought process and this method. And that's what we're going to talk about today. How do you create pull when all you know is push? And I would tell you that the tips you're getting from here are from Reform, grinders, and how to shift that mindset and that abundance, because we always did push until we learned how to pull.
Yeah. I made a joke on my social media recently that cold DMs are the new dick pics. And pardon my language, it's coming. The language is coming at some point out of my mouth. But that random friend request, hey, Jen, how's it going? Cold DMs are the new dick pics. They really are. They're not wanted. And most of my friend group was like, oh my God, that's so true. And for those of us in sales and or business that use this tactic for your own business, I hope this gives you some laughs. This is not meant to be a slap, but maybe something to think about. And to be clear, we use direct messaging. We use instant messenger and all of those things to communicate to those that have already shown an interest in kind of what we do, or I liken it to they already have their hand raised. Hey, I'm interested. Tell me more. Then I will use, hey, this is Jen. Let's have an offline chat. Yeah. Most have come through referrals of clients. That's when I'm responding back. I never make the first move. There's a reason. This is when I will message somebody because they came to me, they came to us seeking a solution to their problem, and they feel that we may have the solution. And I am speaking directly to those people that will friend request and then cold DM me. Hey, Jen, thanks for accepting my friend request. How is XYZ business doing after COVID? And y'all, I'm not joking. I get at least one a day. I'm kind. I am always kind because I was there and I know how scary it is and I know what it feels like. But I immediately say, if I'm interested, I promise I'll reach out. but I get at least one a day from various coaches and business programs and mentors and masterminds. The problem with this is whoever is reaching out is trying to solve their problem. And they're assuming mine. So whatever you're attempting to sell, if you lead with your product, you have no idea what my problem is. You have no idea what my real problem is. This tactic is a constant state of push, not pull.
We're going to draw all this together, but I think anyone listening knows that we create content around specific problems. And this isn't about us, but this is an example. We create content around specific problems that we know 100% are going to fix those problems, and we have the receipts to prove it. And does that problem that we solve, in fitness, will that help the masses out? Absolutely. Everyone needs it. But we do that content to draw people in. It's that pull method. We're going to get to this pull versus push for you as well in your life, but it's that pull method. The right message at the right time will pull the right people in so we can help them. We want to talk about how you can do that with whatever you have as well. Maybe not selling something. It could be anything at all. It's that pull versus push part of your life. Now, if they were doing that same type of content and they were doing content and you looked at that content and it was good stuff, it was engaging and actually provided a solution for your problem, what would you say then?
Well, I'd say, hell yeah, send that pic on over. No. The great thing about sales, may I please? Yes, you may.
Exactly.
This is a metaphor, right? Obviously.
Yeah, but this behavior creates that, what we want to do is we want to get to a pull state. And so we're trying to get to a pull state in all areas of our life. And this is why it's so important for everyone listening right now. You may not be selling anything. This cold dick DM thing that Jen just said.
Cold dick?
Whatever you said. Cold DMs. I'm getting...
This turned.
Yeah. Whatever it is that may not... that may not hit with you, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to get to a pull state in everything that we do.
I love it.
Now, there's nothing wrong with either state of that push or pull. The issue is one requires a lot less effort, less chase, less hustle, and can be measured and controlled. And that's what we're really looking at for life. And ultimately, that's what you're looking for in business if you have a business as well. Life, business, it doesn't matter. A controlled outcome with the least amount of effort that you can possibly put into it. You see, in a push state, we are constantly pushing ourselves to get things done. This can lead to exhaustion, decreased productivity, even burnout. And I'm sure, everyone has felt that listening. I know we felt that as well. That type of state creates that no matter what you're trying to do, whether you're trying to lose weight or mend a relationship or increase your mindset. On the other hand, this pull state, what we want to talk about today, this pull state, we're motivated by our goals. We have desires to achieve them, and we're able to take action with intention, with focus, instead of acting out of desperation or fear. Those cold DMs, I said it right, come out of desperation and fear is what they come off on the other side. Trying to attack a weight loss problem. It's just you and that problem. But your unconscious still smells that fear. It's the same thing. The pull state is about creating a proactive situation. Taking action before you get too tired, before you get too burnout, before you get too overwhelmed. We know what needs to be done in any situation in our life. Generally, we have all the information. We just need to take the necessary steps to make it happen. Plus, if something doesn't go wrong or something doesn't go right, and you're in this pull type of a lifestyle, you can adjust quickly. You can adjust your strategy. You can change things without feeling like you wasted a bunch of time.
I'm going to interrupt. I feel like when you achieve a pull state, information and feedback is more readily available as well.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Like I can have a big picture.
Yeah, because this type of mindset helps you stay focused on your goals and taking that action and solving those goals with clarity because you have that information that's coming to you because you understand the real problem that you want to solve. That's a great point. Now, I would ask everyone listening, sit back and think right now, are you a pull or are you a push person? Just think about that right now and pick anything you want. Finances, relationships, fitness, business, whatever it is. Are you a pull or a push? Do things come easily or they come hard? And I would tell you, you may be a pull and push person. It may be different in different areas of your life. You may be that pull person when it comes to business and just shit just flows perfectly. Things just rock. Things are going good. But then when you get to the fitness realm, maybe it's push. It's like you're always pushing. You're trying. Could be the opposite. Maybe it's the business side of it. So you might answer, hey, I'm a little bit of both. And this could explain why you're struggling in certain areas of your life. If you really sit back and think, man, I am pushing. I'm not pulling. Things aren't coming to me easily. You can fix that. You can change that so it becomes a pull. Yeah,
this is, well, and it wasn't long ago. This was a struggle for me.
It was a struggle for both of us. But yeah, I mean, if you could provide some examples.
Anyone with an entrepreneurial mindset, we're going to call it that, automatically has that push tactic. We know the grind. We understand the grind. Most of us know the trenches.
They automatically have that, but it can be changed to make it easier.
Yes.
Yes, which we'll jump into. So keep going.
You go. You point at me. Sorry. I've had a little too much caffeine today. But I know that we've talked about our general idea of our grind, that hustle that we were known for. But I want to paint this bigger picture for you because our brick and mortar, our very first business, our gyms, they're not staffed all the time. Now, they're open 24/7, but they're not staffed all the time. And when we were operating in this grind state, now grind isn't bad. I don't want to say it with a negative connotation, but I want you to know it's...
You feel like you're always, push is a great thing. You feel like you're pushing the boulder up the hill.
Yes. It's constant. It's just constant. You got to keep it moving. So when we were operating in this grind state, this push state, when we would have prospective members call the club, the phones would then forward to my cell phone.
Great example.
Picture that. 2 fairly successful businesses, evenings, weekends, overnight, holidays, with 2 young children and a marriage. When I was driving, when I was in meetings, I remember having a pad and pen with me at all times. I used to have a little notebook I kept in my purse that I could just take all the information and funnel that person where I needed them to so I could funnel it properly so that I could handle any sales calls because that was a potential sale. That was money. Voicemails were answered within minutes. If I didn't answer a voicemail within 2 minutes, I felt like my head would have exploded. Honestly. It is a total fear-based state. I stepped out of Easter dinner one year. I remember this to this day. And you looked at me like, who the hell is calling on Easter? I'm like, well, not everyone celebrates Christian holidays, dear. So I've got to answer the phone.
I remember this very specifically.
Right? Hustle, like exhausting. I was trying to push. I was trying to sell a gym membership. It's not a bad thing. But that gym membership wasn't going to solve this person's real problem.
Yeah, and back then, we wore that with a badge of honor.
Yes, we were known for that hustle. We were awarded for that hustle.
It was a badge of honor. But I see this behavior all the time with other businesses, specifically gyms, because we work with a lot of gyms, and I see it with online coaches as well. They're all scrambling to get a bunch of members or a bunch of clients to the point that they're just focused on their P&L and not their purpose. Mm. It's okay to be focused on money. I mean, we are too. But when you put all your focus there, that's what focusing on the P&L instead of the purpose is the problem there. It goes back to trying to solve your problem versus trying to solve someone else's problem. When you start solving their problem, your problem gets fixed. And it becomes easily, and it becomes a pull versus a push method. You know, we weren't physically called out for this type of push behavior, that grind. But it was a little troubling. It was for me, and I know it was for you. Once we began to do a lot of work with one of our mentors, our mindset coach, William, how he described quantum energy. And I'm not going to go into a bunch of quantum energy, but I'll provide an example. Have you ever been around someone who they wanted to date someone so bad, they just continued asking. And think about that. The more they pushed, eventually that other person that they were pursuing just slapped back with an absolute no. That hustle and chase with your energy is the exact same thing. It is that quantum energy. You're pushing it out there instead of having it pulled to you. In the example with the cold DMs, let's bring that one up again. Those people are trying to sell you something that might actually be fantastic. It might solve your problem. But that push state turns them off. That push state turns people off when they're trying to do fitness, when they're trying to make money, when they're trying to fix relationships. That push, that quantum energy is what drives people away from getting results. And I'm sure anyone listening right now can think of a time when someone was trying to push something to them, whether it's sell them or an idea or something like that. And they do it so much it turns you off. But on the flip side, you can think about how something came to you and it fell right into place, and it was an easy yes. It just was the right thing. I think people can think of those examples.
I have an example.
Okay.
When we first met, it's not that you played hard to get, but you were shy enough to where you weren't pursuing like the others were. And that interested me.
Oh, I wasn't playing hard to get. I was shy.
Well, it pulled me in. So nice work, quantum energy.
Well, I think that just goes back to doing the right thing. Just like I said with our content, and there's a lot of other people out there that do it, that put out good content, and it pulls people to them. It just pulls them.
It's magnetizing. Yeah.
They don't feel like you are desperate to get a client. And the same thing goes with fitness too. I know I said there's extreme parallels in the very beginning, but if you are pushing so damn hard that it is a chore, you're pushing that rock every day, you just won't ever get it. It's got to be that pull method. So
yeah.
Let's talk about that.
I like this. We've done a podcast on this before, and I'm sure I'm going to reference it a few more times because it's something I live my life surrounding. It is a TED Talk by Simon Sinek. It is the why, what, how TED Talk. And if you're in business, if you're in sales, you've seen it. You probably, I don't know, it's gospel for me. Simon Sinek is gospel for me. But the way you can get into a pull state is to get so clear on your goals. Number one, you truly have to know what you're gunning for, but you've got to understand why at your core. So let's take it from a fitness. Let's turn this back into a fitness podcast.
After I said it wasn't
I
going to
know.
be today. Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
let's do it.
It's an easy one that we can parallel because I also say that motivation is for assholes. When your why is strong enough, you will get that goal. When your why is strong enough, getting 10 to 12,000 steps a day isn't hard. When your why is strong enough, figuring out your food is child's play. When your why is strong enough, you will get your ass to bed at 9:30. When your why is strong enough, you will say no thank you to the things that will make this harder for you to achieve. And that's why that why is so important. Whenever I start to feel myself enter that push state, that grind, where I feel a little scattered, like, I've got to make a sale. Oh my God. Stop. Why am I doing this? Because I want to change hundreds of thousands of lives. Not a number on a P&L. I want to change. I want to impact, massively impact hundreds of thousands of lives.
And when you have that type of mindset, the energy that you put out there is not I'm desperate to date you. It's I have the information, I want to help you. It's not a desperation thing. And that draws people in. That's how that energy is, that quantum energy.
Yeah. And it's funny, the minute I go back into my why and get really strong with my why, the right people show up magically.
And back to fitness.
I run no ads.
When you have the right why for your fitness, magically decisions become easy. Just everything you just said.
Yeah. So we'll go back to this TED Talk, the why, the what, the how. The why is the smallest decision, but if you don't have that why set, the what is like programs and systems, and the how is the tactics. So if you don't have that why strong, you could get lost in the systems. You could get lost in the tactics. The why is the pull. The what is a combo of both. You can kind of dip back between the two layers. When I start looking at overall management systems, we're switching CRMs. I can feel myself getting pulled back into the tactics, the push. I get a little scattered. I'm like, stop, get back into the why. The minute I get back into why, bing, hey, I was just referred to you by so-and-so. I'm like, holy shit. It just happens like that. The how, the tactics, if you spend all your day in the tactics, you are going to burn yourself out. You're going to be checking boxes the rest of your life. But if you can figure out how to master all three levels, you're going to have to do the tactics. But if your why is strong enough, the tactics seem easy. I know that's a lot of parallels. I'm using my hands a lot. So if you haven't already, jump on our YouTube channel because you'll understand what I mean. I'm doing circles. There's levels to this.
Well, I love that you brought that home, as in how people can use that push pull. Because even our program, you know what? Our what and our how won't work if you don't have your why.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter what Jen and I or any of our other coaches do for you. If you don't have your why, you won't get a six-pack. That's just the way it is. You got to have your why. And if you're in business, if you don't have your why, you're going to be cold DMing people. You're going to be chasing, and you're going to be pushing, and you're going to be pushing that rock up. That's where it starts. That's what today's about, is finding that why. Once you find that why, everything just starts pulling towards you. It just magically starts pulling towards you. Everything, not just fitness. Everything starts pulling towards you.
Yeah. I love it. Let's wrap this up.
Yep.
Guys, I hope you found value in today's episode. If it hit, share it with a friend that you think might need that message. Tag us in your Instagram stories. Give us a 5-star review. There's only one way we can grow this podcast, and it's because of you. So if anything, we will catch you next time.